Well, friends, good morning. Jagendra Rana here. So, we'll discuss today erection or risk insurance. Erection or risk insurance. So, this policy is known in short as ER insurance. This branch of engineering insurance offers comprehensive and adequate protection against all the risks involved in the erection of machinery, plant, and steel structures of any kind, as well as third-party claims in respect of property damage or bodily injury arising in connection with the execution of an erection project. So, the insured under an ER policy is normally the manufacturer or supplier of the machinery or plant who are entrusted with the erection and commissioning of the plants, also on turnkey basis. Then the erection contractors and the owner of the machinery or plant to be erected. So, to issue the policy in the joint name is always advisable. Joint name could be of the principal, that is owner, and the contractors involved. ER insurance provides a very wide cover. Almost any sudden and unforeseen loss or damage occurring to the property insured on the erection site during the period of insurance will be indemnified. So, the insurer will indemnify loss or damage due to the following causes like fire, lightning, explosion, flood, inundation, windstorm of any kind, earthquake, theft, burglary, faults in erection, negligence, lack of skill, lack of experience, malicious act, short circuiting, arcing, excess voltage, excess pressure on vacuum, tearing apart on account of centrifugal forces, any other sudden and unforeseen event such as loss or damage due to collapse, foreign objects, on-site transport of items to be erected, etc. So, the cover of damage due to faulty design, defective material, or casting and or bad workmanship, loss or damage due to willful acts or willful negligence of the insured or his representatives, consequential loss of any kind or description whatsoever, such as claims from penalties, losses due to delay, lack of performance, loss of contract, loss or damage due to war, war-like operations, civil commotions of any kind, as well as acts on the part of strikers and locked out persons. Then loss or damage due to nuclear reaction, nuclear radiation, radioactive contamination. These exclusions are named in the policy and essentially comprise. So, coverage commences directly after the unloading of the items to be insured at the site and continues until the erection work and testing operations have been completed. It therefore includes loss or damage during storage, during the period of erection, and during test operations or test loading. Test loading also. So, the risk factor in heavy industries depends on the term. Heavy industries embraces steel mills, rolling mills, aluminium and copper, smelting and refining, etc. These have heavy weight and load factor requiring substantial foundation. Hence, detailed investigation into site conditions is desirable. No doubt, during the planning stage of the project, these would have been booked into by the principals or turnkey contractors. So, details thereof should be obtained if mining is involved. Risk of subsidence should be considered. In case of furnaces, the refractory brick work lining constitutes a serious hazard. There is a risk damage by cracking or disintegration during initial introduction of heat and thence during testing and commissioning period. So the ignition type of explosion risk is present in oil or gas fire furnace. Pressure explosion risk is present in waste heat boilers used in smelting units to provide power using exhaust heat from furnace. Heavier than normal breakdown of heavy duty transformers during testing pose a risk in case of electric arc furnaces. So most of the equipments of heavy industries in general would be extremely robust in character. Small losses are unlikely. In case of damage, higher repair or replacement cost would be involved. However, smaller and less robust rollers which are utilized in the final stage of rolling will be highly sophisticated and are more susceptible to damage than those used in the initial stage of process. So these factors warrant higher access during testing and commissioning period. In aluminum plants, the alumina powder is prepared from bauxite after treatment, followed by filtering and drying process. So the powder is then heated and combined with other ingredients in pot line, in which electrolyting action takes place to get molten aluminum. So more electricity is required and the promoters may go in for captive power plant. Failure of electricity would make the molten aluminum to harden and the pot line may get freezed, resulting in huge loss. Hence, alternative source of power supply is essential and this factor needs consideration. But this is applicable to any ore metal industry where ore metal is melted and then metal ingots are made. So, pricing means rates and terms are prescribed in the EIR tariff has to be strictly adhered to. The pricing of the EIR insurance is dependent on the following factors like type of the plant, capacity of the plant, erection and testing period activity, sum insured for the project, earthquake zone, deductible level, add-on covers as sought by the client. However, under the present regulations as per tariff, as far as additional covers are concerned, they are rated on the basis of the tariff, but pricing differs company to company. And the following add-on covers are permitted under the tariff provisions: owner's surrounding property, debris removal limit per occurrence, cover for off-site storage or fabrication, third-party liability cover with or without cross-liability extension within geographical limits of India, escalation cost, expediting cost including air freight and express freight, extended maintenance cover, additional custom duty, 50/50 clause, 72-hour clause, free automatic reinstatement clause, loss minimization expenses, professional fees, waiver of contribution clause, waiver of subrogation clause, continuity of cover during operational phase for unit or plant tested but awaiting integral testing along with other units of plants, design defect cover, amendment in firefighting endorsement buildings. So the policies are rated as per the tariff provisions. Rate terms as prescribed in Annexure 1 in tariff, that is for MC, ER, SC, CR projects with sum insured of over 100 crores and up to 1500 crores. Now this erection or list and contractor or list proposed to highlight risk factors of few specific projects in this column, like risk factors for airport works. So this work is normally divided into two categories, usually called landside and airside. Landside and airside. So landside work includes the construction, alteration and repair of building, the installation and servicing of machinery and any other work where there is no possibility of contract with the operations of aircraft. So this work can be assessed in the same way as general building work at any other location. Unusual design in prestige locations can produce construction problem and possibly increased hazards. So the airports have also become target for acts of terrorism in recent years, and as a consequence, extension works could be vulnerable to damage. The airside works, however, can include the construction or extension of runways and aprons, the installation of airport lighting and the provision of fueling facilities. In each case, the potential third-party exposure requires special consideration. Owing to the increasing weight, value and passenger carrying capacity of modern jet aircraft, the contractor is often asked to obtain a third-party policy with an exceptionally high limit of indemnity. The premium for such cover may well be completely disproportionate to the contract price of the contract. So the site plan showing the areas of operation and their proximity to the main runways has to be considered. So in relation to the funnel diagram showing the maximum permitted angles and the heights for aircraft approach, if a realistic assessment of the risk is to be made. So airports are usually built on flat open ground and are therefore exposed to wind and water damage. Runways and other expanses of concrete are susceptible to frost damage. So the risk of loss or damage to the works on the airport situated inland during such processes as drainage, grading, laying of aggregate and casting of concrete for the runways may be regarded as normal, but there may be at the same time a high risk of damage to expensive items of constructional plant such as large paving machines and concrete batching plants. So many airports are however built in coastal areas, and frequently an extension of the runway to cope with larger and heavier aircraft necessitates work in the sea. So example of this are at Hong Kong and Sydney, where the runway extension was carried out by the means of reclamation of the harbour. Such works are exposed to different perils that are commonly encountered in works in water. So entirely new airport constructed on virgin sites present no unusual features until the first runway begins operation, when the risk may be divided into the land side and the air side categories. So this is about the erection all this. Thank you very much.